Olive Mae Moss, maiden name Bakewell, grew up in Plymouth, Michigan. Olive graduated from Plymouth High School along with her 5 siblings, Alice, Elton, Wesley, William, and Eugene. One big attraction to Olive was her father, George Alfred Bakewell. George didn't graduate from Plymouth High School or any high school at all, but managed to get a job in real estate and had his real estate license for 22 years while in Michigan. While he was young, his father gave him a piece of paper and asked if he could read it. When George said he could, his father took him out of school to have him start working on the farm. He was also secretary of the Newburgh School District, Livonia Township Schools, and secretary of the Consolidation Board. George's wife, Anna, was in the PTA, Navy Mothers, and liked to keep busy with church work. But the interest in George came later in life. George was a public interest for being one of the oldest baseball players the community had heard of. Starting at the minimum age of 75, George joined an elderly baseball team, Kids and Cubs. Prior to that, while he was not yet eligible at the age of 74, George was the bat boy. He continued to play until he was 100 years old, getting to play one game with his 75-year-old son, Elton, when he was also eligible to play. His organization got a lot of attention, especially George, being that he was 100 years old playing baseball. Along with George's baseball career, he enjoyed writing poems which were published in many St. Pete Times newspaper articles. This specific portion of George's poem from the December 20th, 1972 article titled Thinking Out Loud was written about his experience in the Kids and Cubs. They say the good die young, but just look at robust old me, now past 80 and still able to play ball with the Kids and Cubs you see. An active player with the boys, truly they are world-renowned, a great asset to St. Pete or would be to any other city or town. I know I must keep in shape, fight arthritis and the gout if I care, for if I relax, take it easy, I know I'm doomed to a life in that old rocking chair. Whenever I step up to the plate, take my swing, with the chance of getting a hit, that's not only fun, but I believe my longevity is lengthened out a wee bit. As I close my yearbook on a Chapter 72 and look forward to the opening of Chapter 73, I ask myself what can I do for others so a better friend and neighbor I shall be. George got attention from organizations such as Nike and even recognition from the President of the United States, Richard Nixon. In Nixon's letter to George, he mentions being interested about hearing of the three-quarter century softball club in St. Petersburg. Nixon sends his best wishes to the team and hopes for continued success. As for Nike, they flew George out to a professional Tampa Bay, Florida baseball game. George got recognition during the game and it was a big deal to him, and he even ran the bases wearing Nike shoes. Nike footwear featured Mr. Bakewell and other Kids and Cubs players in a commercial in St. Petersburg. It showed hitting, running, and scoring the home run. George also remarried at the age of 95 after his wife passed away. After hip treatment, he returned to his new apartment with Bonnie, his new wife, and needed the help of a walker. George was kicked out of his church apartment when he got remarried because the original deal was his wife Anna and him could live there for free, but given he got remarried, the church argued she wasn't a part of the deal and he had to move. George was a huge part of the community and has a positive place in Plymouth's history.